Good day, everyone. I'm back again to show you a journal that I made. I made a flow journal, and I had a lot of fun doing this. I've never done one before, and it has 5 signatures. And the purpose of a flow journal is basically to share all the papers and ephemera inside to use on other projects. So you can pull all the papers out of this journal and use them in other projects, or you can just use the flow as your journal, which I really like the looks of it, and I think it would be great to just journal in. So, but all these things can be undone and used in your projects or on the pages in the flow. And it's a fabric covered. And so let's go inside and look real quick what's here. I only have 15 minutes to show, so I need to move along. Now remember, all this comes out and you can use it, or you could use it as a journal. So here's some cardstock made into a pocket with some wrapping paper, some tags, blank tags, some coffee stained index cards, a guest check, a vintage recipe page from a book. Here's a receipt from 1900s. That's an original receipt. Some digital paper, a book page out of a botany book. I think that came, this is another little vintage card. It's stuck in there and I didn't see it. Another from a pamphlet. This is a vintage photograph on the back of a postcard. It's not a printout, that's real vintage. This is some like parchment paper. An envelope from 1968 with one of those seals on it. I think it's cut on the opening, so you could use it for a lot of different things. A little playing card. This is some vintage wrapping paper. It's a whole sheet, it goes to the other side. A flash card, a little ad out of a 1930 magazine, a couple blank receipt pages there, some more digital paper, a page out of a 1937 Ladies' Home Journal, some more estate bound paper, some estate bound ledger paper with a tag and a vintage game card, some wallpaper, a book page, and this is the center of, oops, almost, and another page from a flower book. And this is the center of the first signature, and as you can see, you can pull out any of these pieces. You can take the signature out and work on it, or you can pull out a piece and just use it for whatever you want to use it for. So it's kind of like having a junk journal kit or book pages, but it's all bound up. So, and then the other side of the signature is the paper. That's a real ad that's been cut out. That is not a printout, so that's vintage ledger paper. A doily I got in an estate sale. The other side of that ad, quite retro looking. Some digital paper. Some vintage stickers. And a little book page. A lot of the book pages you'll see in here, some of them are doubled. So they're just folded to in here so they don't look like they are. Another ad from that magazine, vintage book page. I'm going to move this down so you can see the tassels too. They're real pretty. Some more vintage ads. This is a long one. She's on both, a different lady on both sides. Vintage flower book page there. The other side of that garden pamphlet. Flower book page. Digital paper. The other side of that recipe page. A little bit of cardstock. This is from an old Pack of Fun game pamphlet. Some tracing paper. This is out of an old book that had to do with calculations, and this is one of the pages that is still together, both sides, so it's a double page. A vintage playing card and a flash card. This is a whole piece of wallpaper. It'll go to the other side. Out of a garden book. This is a 1800 print, but it's probably 1950 book page, and the paper is kind of heavy, so it's nice. Digital paper. This is a whole music sheet. It folds out, double this size. This is the bottom part. Some more digital paper. Music sheet, The Village Maiden, and it goes to the other side, so it's a whole sheet, front and back. A book plate out of a book. A little bit of atlas. Some vintage paper. This is not a printout. This actually came from a vintage tablet that I found. From a Ladies' Home Journal, 1931. Vintage card. Another little flower. Book page. And some cardstock. I'll probably have to put this back. I'll go get it all back on the right pages, but it'll be in there. A guest check and these are vintage too, 2 vintage receipts from an old dairy. And a playing card. This is from a drawing book. From an old magazine. Let's see, no, just one side. From that activities book, play something. That's a whole page and it's together. So you can pull that out. Other side of the ad, other side of the drawing paper. Here we have flower page. And a bigger receipt, blank receipt. That's vintage, and this is vintage, a past due piece of memo paper. This is the other side of the cardstock, a little vintage card, and this is a vintage postcard. The other side of that ad, ivory soap. You can see the, yeah. The other side of the map, book plate, the other side of the music, and digital paper. And this is the other side of that music. I can't open it up from this side because it is still bound here. It goes all the way through to that other side, and you saw the other side. Digital paper. The birds. Garden. The other side of the wallpaper. A little cutout of flower and a little piece of an address book. This is the next signature, and this is an old front of a sheet music that I glued onto this heavier paper. So tag, page from a book of flowers. I don't know. That book of flowers is probably 60s. It's more of that really cool calculating paper. And this paper feels really good too. It's a book on calculations, finances. Another page from the 1930 magazine. Some more digital paper. This is from an old Simplicity pattern. Some more digital paper. Another book page from an activity book from the 1950s. This is some paper I got in an estate sale. Some more atlas digital paper. Little pocket made out of a garden book page with a little ledger paper. Has a little tag on it. It's actually kind of a little leather piece there. Page from magazine. Vintage piece of embroidery tracing paper. This is from I'm not sure. Anyways, it's an old letter. An old blank envelope, and it's made out of kind of heavyweight. Oh, it's actually fold out, sorry. So, there you can see what that is. Some paper I found in an estate sale, some green stamps, some more ledger paper folded into there, a bird page, a little cluster, another coaster, the other part of that embroidery page, magazine page, some ledger paper stuck in there, digital paper, a map, estate sale paper, pattern, magazine, there we go, vintage playing card, and another paper, plants, kind of long, make great tags, and another playing card, and a flash card, and the back side of that sheet music that I glued onto that paper. This signature starts with a big piece of wallpaper. It goes from this side to the other side of the signature. Pattern paper, gift wrap, and I'm pretty sure most of the gift wrap that I found is vintage. That's the activity pages that you're seeing is from Pack of Fun. This one is from 1957. This is out of 1930 Ladies' Home Journal. This is out of a 1950s calculus book. A book page out of a children's book. Some calligraphy paper I found at a estate sale. Some more pattern paper. Another one of those book pages, and you can see it's still together up here. It's folded in half. Just pull it out this way actually, and it'll be one whole page. Original journal paper from a farm log that I found. A digital printout out of a magazine. Some more music page, Dearer Than Life. The center of the signature. The other side is the other side of those ones that we've seen. Cluster. The other side of that flower. Some, I say there's 2 or 3 doilies tacked on there. And we have another blank tag. And another ad from an old magazine. And a cluster. And this is the other part of that bird page. Let's see, make sure this is over here. Digital paper. The other side of the kids book. The other side of the magazine ad. And the other side of the Pack of Fun. Wrapping paper. Some onion skin paper. a little cutout. This is there's more than one here of these. I'm not sure if there's more than one of these over here. Yes, there's more than one of those too that you can use in your journaling, in your junk journaling. Here's another original receipt from 1900s. Calkins Book and Stationery, 37 North Main, Butte, Montana. That's an original receipt. Wallpaper. The last signature, a little printout, digital printout of an ad. Pattern paper, pattern book, page, digital paper, a big piece of wallpaper, another digital page. But this will be two. So the pages aren't taken apart. They're still hooked together down here. And when you pull this out, you can open it up. That's from a Childcraft 1950s book. This is from a old stamp book, magazine, ledger paper, digital paper, with a whole pile of vintage fabric that you can use in your junk journaling. Onion skin, and another Playcraft book, a book page, a old envelope that I found, a package of old envelopes, and let's see, a lot of these pages, I'll show you in this one because it's easier, will come out, not a lot, but several of them, and they open up and they're still attached. So they're that wide, like that. So, and the last sides of those. So this is a great way to get a lot of digital paper and a lot of ephemera paper and ephemera pieces to use in your journaling. And I think you could even really just journal in this thing, just the way it is. But you can move things around, which I always like about a journal. This is another vintage card, and it's got another card that says about what 19th century farming. Pattern paper, and there we go. And the inside is heavier duty scrapbook paper to make the book, the flow journal, have some weight to it. It is so stinking cute. I can't actually get the whole thing on here. Here, maybe like this. But with those tassels on the top and then that side, it's very cute. Anyways, I'll put this for sale on my Etsy store or on eBay. I'll put the link in the description box. And you can let me know if you like these or not, because I would like to make some more of these. And I find a lot of things at estate sales that I'd like to pass on. And but there's a lot of journal kits for sale out there. I thought this might be a unique way to sell some ephemera and be a real cute way to do that. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.